number one goal is always to control the money. Number two is you got to control the media. Because if you control television, radio, newspapers, magazines, then you control the thoughts and feelings of the population. The third thing they got to do is control drugs and health care. Because everyone is going to either get sick or feel the urgency for their health. So if they control drugs and health care, that's an automatic way to control the population by forcing injections. You know, it's like this kid, 13-year-old kid, where the judge says, you must get chemotherapy. I mean, how insane is this? Strap the kid down and kill him?
So that makes government God. I mean, if they can make you take drugs, make you go to them, get the health care they want to give you, that's how they force the eugenics on people.
Yeah, and keep in mind, the drugs are specifically used to basically mind down the individual population. This has been done throughout the centuries. We forget in China. When the British were in control of China, what did they do to the population? Let's get them all on opium. So they got the British got the entire Chinese population drugged up on opium so that they didn't have any problems with the population. They would just go out there and do their work and stay high on opium all day. So same thing here.
What are the elites afraid of? I asked you that question and forgot to ask it again. What are they most afraid of?
They're afraid. It's so simple because people always ask me, what should I do? And this is what they're afraid of. They're afraid that people will get out of debt because if you completely pay off your credit cards, pay down your mortgage, buy a used car for cash instead of owing money from the bank, if a person gets out of debt, they can't control you that much. And secondly, if you change where you spend your money, if you stop buying, my book was the biggest seller that Walmart ever had. Walmart never sold organic food. So when Natural Cures became the biggest seller they ever had, the executives called me up and said, we are forced to sell organic food in our stores because of your damn book. And so that's what it comes down to.
But they're greedy and can't help it and still sell your book.
Correct. That's the beautiful thing. Greed supersedes everything, even their most important wishes and desires.
Well, that's just like big Hollywood production company with big banking funding making a Bilderberg Group movie. They like being known as the supermen of the world. I want to hear about those other four groups when we get back. Final segment with Kevin Trudeau, ladies and gentlemen. What an incredible interview. And we got to take it back. We got to have revolution. And Kevin Trudeau, is the establishment worried about revolution? What type of revolution should we have? I want to have a peaceful one, but I want this to stop. I mean, I can't go out in the country on my land and get a telescope out without a game warden with his lights up running up now. It didn't used to be like that. I mean, government is out of control. They're suing you, getting $37 million judgments for writing books about how to lose weight that work. I mean, this is baloney.
It really is a little bit outrageous, but actually I look at it as a very positive thing because it's becoming so outrageous. People are now becoming aware. Because it's so outrageous, like this 13-year-old boy being forced to get chemotherapy, me writing a book that the government doesn't like and fining me $37 million, but also, in addition to that, I have been banned from appearing on television for the next 3 years. As a matter of fact, I've been banned from appearing on radio and internet shows. What I'm doing right now is illegal.
Oh, I didn't know I was a thought criminal, but you know what? I believe in the First Amendment, hang together or hang separate. Tell me about my thought crime. Having you on.
I'm the one breaking it because I'm banned from doing any media appearance for 3 years. But I just told them, look, if you want to enforce this ban, sue me again. Please.
Well,
please.
As you said, you're appealing all of this. And if they try to say you can't come on my show, I mean, that's really going to illustrate to people that there's just no free speech left.
It's really outrageous. But you asked me what they're afraid of. And again, let me tell people, here are the things that they're controlling. And then I'll tell you the three things they're afraid of. They're controlling the money, the media, the drugs and the health care, the food, water, and roads and travel. That's what the groups. Now, there's a group, again, Bilderberg, they call it Bilderberg only because of the hotel. But there's no names for these. That is North America and Europe. There's a group that handles Central America and South America. There's the Middle East and the Persian Gulf. There's Africa, and then there's Asia. All of those have Bilderberg-type groups that are all working together. And then all these tie in, and this is where, this is at the level that I was at. It's an organization that we don't have a name for. It's called the Brotherhood only because it's just the people together as brothers. It's men and women, but mostly men. And we basically try to make sure that we control the money, the media, the food, the drugs, the water, and the roads. What are they afraid of? They're afraid of, A, that you stop, in America, that you stop voting for Democrats and Republicans and vote for any other party.
Break the left-right paradigm.
They are freaking out at guys like Ron Paul. And if you remember Ross Perot?
Yes.
Hey, why isn't it bizarre that this guy was on the news, on television every day, and then overnight you never heard another word from him ever again?
Because they said they'd kill his family.
Of course they said they'd kill his family. But they wouldn't kill him. They were going to murder him in the press, just like Ron Emanuel told the bomb holders at Chrysler. He said, if you don't go along with this, we're going to send the IRS after you, and we're going to unleash the press corps.
Yeah, well, this mafia government, like the Nazis, that was a mafia government. The Soviets, mafia government. Don't you see it falling apart as their crimes get more and more legion? I mean, as you...
That's it. The more crazy they get, the more people start making changes. So, number one, get out of debt. Number two, never vote for a Democrat or a Republican, with the exception of Ron Paul. And number three, change your buying habits. Stop buying things from big multinational companies. I'm in Germany right now. I'm talking to guys who are 80 years old. Now, people are a little healthier here. They ride bikes. They hike up the mountain at 80 years old. No one's taking any drugs. But these guys and gals that I'm chatting with here in Germany were around during Adolf Hitler. And you know what they tell me? They look at me like, they say, are you Americans crazy? You are doing the exact same thing that we did under Adolf Hitler. We wanted to give up our freedoms so that he could protect us. You are doing the exact same thing in America. And it's common knowledge here from the people that were around during the regime of Adolf Hitler that America and Britain are becoming this generation's most totalitarian and tyrannical fascist governments on planet Earth.
Let me back you up. Let me back you up and then finish because it's so important. They've had British government and U.S. government studies and big university studies. I'm sure you're mentioning the same thing that just came out in the last month, admitting England's number 5 police state in the world. U.S. is number 6. I mean, there's only a few like North Korea and Zimbabwe ahead of us. I mean, the whole world knows we are under hardcore tyranny, and it's getting worse and worse. And people said, oh, well, you still got your free speech. And now they're starting to restrict our free speech.
We don't have free speech at all. When a guy can get sued $37 million because he wrote a book and expressed his opinions on television, we don't have free speech in America. No,
I agree. Finish your point, though, that I interrupted about the Nazi Germany parallel.
Well, the point that people in America need to know, because the debate is, hey, isn't it good that we keep these prisoners in Guantanamo? Isn't it good that the government would be given powers to protect us? And it sounds really good. The problem is, when they take your brother-in-law away, then what are you going to do?
Well, and now they admit the Patriot Act and Homeland Security is for gun owners, conservatives, Ron Paul supporters, and returning veterans. We're told it's for these brown people.
It's designed specifically not to be used. It's designed to be used as an intimidation and fear tactic, just like the Gestapo during the Second World War. People were afraid to have conversations in coffee shops because if they said anything against the Führer, the Gestapo, if they were listening, or one of their Hitler youth was listening in and reported you to Gestapo, they would take you in for questioning. And generally the first time, they wouldn't do anything. But you would crap your pants out of fear. And that's what it's about. It's about.
And by the way, they're, as you know, they're now having Obama's youth brigades that are in military formations and uniforms, red and black, knock on your door and ask, we're just canvassing. Do you support the leader, the president, the Fuhrer?
Yeah, Chairman Obama.
What do the elites think of Obama? Because I confirmed from Estel and Ann Tucker, he was at Bilderberg last year. Did you hear anything about him at Bilderberg last year?
Well, the the reason he was selected over Hillary is